way that you don't go through pain to get somewhere. If you don't go through a process of pain, you're never going to keep it.
What's up? It's Jason Jani from Team DMS. We're bringing you another episode of The Formula, and I am pumped to spend some time with this man right here,
yes.
The legend, FATMAN Scoop. What up, Scoop?
Are you calling me a legend?
You're a legend.
It's funny because I don't look at myself like that. Like, everybody says that. Like, my partner, DJ Knowledge, he was like, on a script that we were doing for our tour that we're doing in America, Bottle Popper, he put the legendary FATMAN Scoop. I was like, come on, take that off. But I guess... what makes somebody legendary?
I think you're a legend, and here's the reason why I'm going to say that. First off,
I need to know what makes somebody legendary.
I feel that you have the voice of the club. Mm-hmm. You've got a resume behind you that is insane. You've worked with a lot of artists.
A lot of people.
You've been around for a long time. You are probably the most sampled voice
that
in the game.
That is a fact. That is 100% a fact.
That's legendary.
Okay,
so.
Because he was saying you're legendary for the work you did at Hot 97. Then he was like, then somebody told me if you've done this at a certain level for a certain amount of years, you're legendary. So I don't know. Look, I'll take it.
So let's talk about that. You've been around for a minute. Mm-hmm. How long have you been in the game?
I've been in the game for I want to say since 1993.
Get out of here.
I was an industrial garbage man at Mount Sinai Hospital, which means that there was a big room like this, and what it was, I worked for a linen department. So if somebody had a surgery and they cut them open and there's bleeding blood, that's where you throw all the linen to wash it. And there was there I was down there, and it would all come down there. It would be a whole room full of it, and I would have to take it and put it in bins to send it off to the laundry. And that was really, not only was it back-breaking work, man, but it was like, it was nasty, man. Needles were in there by mistake. Not saying that the nurses did it on purpose, but things, it's just a very unhealthy environment. And doing that day in and day out will wear you down. And if you don't love what you're doing, you can't do it.
So, like, taking that into context, is that like the motivation that got you?
Exactly.
Like, how did you get in the game?
So I'm gonna
right?
tell you, that's what it was. And I was a rapper from the beginning, so I was the only rapper other than MC Grim that was part of a collective called the X-Men, who are the turntablist DJs. Mm-hmm. The big group, the X-Men, which was God Bless the Dead, Rock Radar, Little Brother, Steve D, Sean C, Johnny Cash, DMD, Rob Swift, Boogie Blind, and all those new guys now. But that was like the core of our crew, and I was the only rapper in there, really. And
this is where? This is New York, or this is Jersey, or
New York.
Okay,
I'm from Harlem, New York.
Uh-huh.
So. We were out there proving ourselves, busting our chops and stuff like that, doing what we had to do, and I was signed to Teddy Riley at like 17 years old. So the deal didn't go right, and then here I go back into doing a regular job. So you're in there, and you feel like it's a dead end because you know where you want to be, and wound up being in there, and I had a manager named Eddie. I forget what Eddie's last name was, but he was like pushing us real hard, and if you don't produce enough, they're writing you up and stuff. And one day I just said, I can't do this anymore. And I went to Puff because I knew Puff from being a rapper. And I said, yo, Puff, what can I do, man? Because I don't want to rap no more. He was like, yo, listen, why don't you be in the music business? Why don't you do what's called record promotion? I was like, what the hell is record promotion? He was like, you can, call all of the record DJs that are on the radio across the nation and get them to play records. Back then, there was no Hot 97, no Power 105, no 98.7, no whatever. It was just the it was no hip-hop station. It was either pop or college radio. So I was, basically calling people college radio. War and Peace. War and Peace from here was one of the main people that I used to call out here, KUNV. I used to call him all the time. So I did that, and I was an intern. I put about a year and a half into it. And what happened was Albie Ragusa, who was working at Tommy Boy Records, he was an incredible marketing man. He was like, Albie was, God bless. Albie, if you're out there, man, I'm looking for you. At FATMAN Scoop, I haven't talked to you in years. He's an incredible marketing and promotion guy. He was looking for a new person to do radio. And he was what you do when you are doing that, you call all the DJs. And you say, well, who do you talk to all the time? And they were like, I talk to this guy from from this record label, and this guy from this record label, and Scoop from Chemistry Records. Who the hell is Scoop from Chemistry Records? He's an intern. But I took it really serious. Mm-hmm. When I went in there as an intern, people were like, fucking calling their girlfriends and saying, oh, I'm here, I'm cool, I'm an A&R intern. I was in there working hard. Yeah. Like, I was calling like my life depended on it, because I had a baby coming and my life was dependent on it. Mm-hmm. And I wound up, getting a job at Tommy Boy Records, and that's how it kind of took off, man. And that's the first part of it. And then I worked at Tommy Boy so much, I used to go to Ed Lover and Dr. Dre every morning when Hot 97 first started. And I was there so much, Ed Lover and Dr. Dre started taking like my sayings and my slang, and the program director at the time, Steve Smith, was like, yo, bro, he was like, man, I hear your sayings, they talk like you and stuff like that. You're up here all the time promoting your records. I can't get rid of you. Man, we got an overnight slot. Would you like it? And I was like, yeah, I'll take it, man. And that was the start of everything.
That is cool. I love the story, and I feel like a lot of people in the game today have to go through the trenches to get to where they are. Right?
Listen, there's no way that you don't go through pain to get somewhere. If you don't go through a process of pain, you're never going to keep it. Pain is to give you character. Pain is to see if you really want to do it. Even me to this day, like, I thought I could live off my legacy and not do, records anymore. And I learned that, listen, the world is about what did you do today. Yeah. And I have to put out new records, which means I have to go through that process all over again, talking to DJs, working, pushing the record, being consistent. But listen, there's no way you get to where Zed is or where this person is or Calvin Harris without doing something. You don't just show up and headline Vegas. Tiesto done put years into this. Yeah. Years. I met Tiesto in 2006 when nobody was even giving a damn about EDM. I met him.
It's funny. I think people see the end result and they just think it popped up. They don't realize the years of struggle, of hustle, of sacrifice to get to that.
I didn't know much about Cardi B.
Yep.
Right? So I'm saying to myself, Cardi B is just a stripper. Like what? You come out and what you wanted to, then these, but like, and I'm like, yo, a stripper did this? Like, what's this? But I didn't know the whole story. Yeah. I didn't know that Cardi B was putting out mixtapes. I didn't know she was working, playing, hustling. When I found that out, I had to give her the respect. Like, she earned this. Yeah. She earned it, man.
Let me ask, what is one of the things that you're probably most proud of over your career? Because you've done a lot of different things: television, radio, hit records, on records, supporting records. What's something you're one of your highlights, career highlights, in terms of projects that you've worked on?
Projects or just personally?
Let's do both. Let's do one project, one personal.
Man, projects. You know what's so funny about it, bro? The records that I love the most, some of them never even came out. There's a hard drive in my computer that have some of my favorite records that I love to death but never came out, that I'm just, for the hell of it, this year I'm going to put them out. So there's so many things that I did, I don't even know what my favorite one was, man.
So let's say personal. Let's say in personal life. How about? Because I know you've had the television show, and
my biggest
family
accomplishment,
and everything.
My personal would be creating Hands Up, the first record I did, creating Where You At, and creating Be Faithful. That were the linchpin to put my brother through college, and he got through college. He went to Hampton University, and then he came out. And he was president of Maybach Music.
Yeah, still.
So that, to do that and then to have him to spend all that money to put him through college and be able to do those records, to do that, because it was never about me. FATMAN Scoop would have probably still been a radio DJ. It was only because I needed to put my brother through school that I even did that. I think that's the most important, the thing I'm proudest of, that I was able to help my brother, and he doesn't have a student loan of $280,000 that holds him down for 20 years. He can't even get over that. And that I did that, and then I was able to set him up to be able to go be an intern, and he did the process, and he became something successful.
That's good. I think so it's like in your genes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. We're trying to get my son to do it, but he doesn't want to do it. But my son actually is very, very talented when it comes to music. He can play four instruments by ear, really, really good. He's an amazing artist. He's like FATMAN Scoop 2.0, but he just doesn't care about it. He wants to do fashion and stuff. He doesn't care about the artistry. He doesn't like. He'll just get on the drums and go, and then he'll go to the guitar and do it like that, and then he'll go, he'll go to the piano, but he doesn't care about it, man. But
let's talk about performance for a quick second. Mm-hmm. So last night you turned up that room, and the buzz of the whole show is all about Scoop. How you came in and owned the moment and took it to another level. How do you prepare for a show? Do you just come in and do you just do what feels right? Do you spend a lot of time in the organization of the stuff? Do you have certain like go-tos?
Yeah, I have certain go-tos and certain things that I do. I was lucky enough to be taught by Dougie Fresh. And if you don't know who Dougie Fresh is, people, he's the world's greatest entertainer. Young people, you will know him from Teach Me How to Dougie. That was a record that was made about his dance that he did. But if you go research him, he was one of the first crowd rockers. I mean, the professional with records. Of course, there was Busy Bee and DJ Hollywood, but he was one of the first professional crowd rockers. And being that I was a young guy, because I was into doing this at 11 years old, man. Like, I was out in the streets at 13 up in Harlem learning. We wasn't smoking, we wasn't fighting, we wasn't doing anything. The people that were around me always knew what we wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And we were always on that path. So we were up there at 12, 13, man, rocking at park jams and stuff like that, and doing what we had to do to get to where we are today. And he was the one who was the big guy, and I was lucky enough that one of his DJs, Chill Will, and the other one, Barry B, took us on, and they taught us the craft. And with my DJ that I do performances with, DJ Knuckles, when we prepare for a show, we just go and look at each other. We go look at the crowd. Oh, this. Man, throw this in there, do this like that. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to say this, boom, boom. And we can just look at each other and do it like that. So it's just about doing it so much that you can just go look. It's almost like when you play football. Yeah. Tom Brady can look at Danny Amendola and just go like this. He can turn his head like this, and Danny Amendola knows when his head is turned like that, go do slot or whatever. They just know what they do.
I feel like the thing that was impressive to a lot of people is just the very clear direction, very focused to the point, and it was engaging. Mm-hmm. You brought that cat up on stage that was legit wearing a cowboy hat. Right? Like, and he got down. Like, I mean, my man got down,
But that's what you're supposed to do. I look at it the way that I would want to see it if I'm going to a show. I don't want to see somebody just sit up there and do their records like this and they kind of doing their record to me. If it's not inclusive, then what is it? Yeah. And for me, I either pick on people for one or two reasons. They're either highly engaged or they're not engaged at all. So the dude with the cowboy hat, he was engaged. But as soon as I came out there and saw the cowboy hat, I already knew what I was doing. Yeah. I knew I was going to be the new sheriff in town in Las Vegas, right? So I knew that. Then the other guy, he weighed like about 350 pounds. He didn't jump. I said, okay, you don't jump, I'm jumping and you don't jump, you're jumping up here. The girl. So you have to, if you're going to entertain, man, entertain. You got to bring everybody to the table. Mix it up. Make people feel like, this is a party.
Is there ever a part that's like you feel that's too much, or like is there anything that's like off limits in terms of like what you go at when you see someone, or anything like that, and not in an aggressive way, in an engaging way? You know
something. I'll try to pull certain people. If they just absolutely don't want to do it, I'll leave them alone.
Okay.
If they are against it like 100%. They don't want to go with the flow. They don't want to have fun. I'll just leave it alone. That's pretty much it.
Let me ask you, who in the business right now is inspiring? That's today in the business. Who's inspiring you? You know, or is there any artist that you'd like to work with that you haven't yet worked with? Is there something that you have your eye on that you'd like to get down and do a record with?
The people who inspire me probably wouldn't even be in the business, man. I look at dudes like Tony Robbins. I look at dudes like Gary Vee, Napoleon Hill, people who wrote, Jack Canfield, authors who wrote like Chicken Soup for the Soul, and those are the dudes that kind of who inspire me because they push me to do certain things. So Gary Vaynerchuk is one of the people who pushes me to do stuff. DJ Khaled is one of the people who pushes me to do stuff. I could be on Instagram and I could be looking at big booty videos, and I see Khaled, I'm like, fuck, I gotta get up, but let me throw this over my shoulder and fuck, I'm doing the wrong thing. So Khaled, in that respect, Khaled inspires me because I've known Khaled so long and I've known him so well and I've seen the level of success that he's had and how he took it from nothing and what moves he made and stuff like that. I say he inspires me, but just in terms of, I don't even really look at music for inspiration. I look at like, self-help and empowerment and people like that. I have a podcast that I do with a friend of mine, Raj Kocheka, and it's called Other People's Podcast. You go check it out, OPP, Other People's Podcast. And we sit down and we break down people who are inspiring and people who do self-empowerment and millionaires and stuff like that. That's what inspires me. Getting to the next tier of the IRS. That's what inspires me.
I love it. That's dope. Let me ask you a question. What's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? And if I can maybe follow it this way, if you were to lend advice or give advice to people coming up in the game, people trying to reach the stars, people trying to build, what would that be?
Very simple, man. Keep going. One of the biggest things that I noticed that because my thing is that I am nobody's perfect person. I have been at the top, I've been at the bottom. I haven't been at the pinnacle, but I've been up there. I got 2 Grammys and stuff. Like, I've been there. I haven't been to the TOP, but I've been, up there. Keep moving. Consistency. You can't depend on somebody. Stop putting your hand out. Stop saying, put me on. When people tell me, the thing that pisses me off is when people tell me, put me on. You know what put me on says to me? I'd like a shortcut, please. Yeah. There are no shortcuts to this. There are no shortcuts to success. You got to get up every day and do it. I am the least consistent person in the world. When it comes to consistency, I fucking suck. I am fucking terrible with consistency. But I have 2 people in my life that help me with being consistent. They stay on my ass when I'm not being consistent, even to the point it's annoying. But I need them. Everybody needs certain things. I'm not a consistent person, but I'm good at making people laugh. I'm good at people being creative and stuff. So my man DJ Knowledge, who's over here, he's very consistent with, we got to do this. You got to learn Facebook. You got to do this. And then my partner, DJ Mr. Vince, who I've been doing my mix show with for 15 years, he is always on me to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So those are people that are in my core area, in my core unit that continue to keep me going. I need that. If you can be consistent, you can win. 50 Cent once said to me, he was like, if you can do one thing consistently, you can be a millionaire. So the guy who can catch the pass consistently, millionaire. Jerry Rice. The guy who hits the ball consistently, Aaron Judge, millionaire. The guy who can consistently put out hot records, millionaire. DJ Tiesto. The guy who can put out records and perform every night, millionaire. Steve Aoki. The guy who can consistently hit you with hot records, even if you don't understand them, the Migos, millionaires. So you know, if you can do one thing consistently, you could be a millionaire. And that's what I try to just strive for now. And I try not, and another thing is never get comfortable. So I think comfortability is the poison in your life. And here's why. Because when you're comfortable, you're like, oh, I'm good. And it happened to me. Like, it happened to me. Like, this ain't stuff that I'm just telling you, like, you know, like, do this or whatever. It happened to me. You get comfortable. You start going and you keep doing the same thing. You're getting paid every week. You're comfortable. It's good. You know you're going to get it. But then you get so comfortable that you lay back. When you lay back, you start falling off. Falling off is almost like how you're coming up. So the way you fall off and the way you rise are both the same way. It's gradual. You don't usually see it. So when you fall off, you got 10 shows a month. And then they become 8. Then it's 6. Then it's 4. By the time you get to 4, you're like, what the fuck just happened? I got 4 shows. But you didn't do what it took to be consistent. Another thing, my man DJ Knowledge, he's like, yo, man, you just got to keep throwing records at people. Keep throwing them. Just keep throwing them at people, man. Just keep being consistent. Keep throwing them. It's the aggregate effect of all of that that's going to keep getting you going. So, I mean, I would just say, stop looking for a handout. Stop the whole put me on. Go work. Go work, okay? Put me on as like, sir, can I have a shortcut? Fuck no, you can't have a shortcut. Number 2, be consistent.
Okay. Let's wrap this interview with upcoming projects. What do you have going on in the works that you're proud of, that you want to share with the community to kind of get it out there?
I do, you know, I'm starting to work on my Instagram Live a lot because I'm really, really good at that. I'm good at basically talking a bunch of dumb shit. And people love it. So, you know, look for my Instagram Lives on Instagram at FATMAN Scoop. I have a record with Ron Browse and DJ Webstar and Young B from the Chicken Noodle Soup record. It's a record right now that is really, really, really resonating with the dance community, like the young kids who dance. It's called Cherry Lounge, and it is really, really resonating with the people. So if you get a chance, you can go right on my Instagram bio. It's in the link. You can hit it, and you can see it, like, and you can go to my page and look at all the dances. The kids are like, it's starting to really move. That's a record that really came on and shocked me. I have a record that I did with Knowledge. It's called Bottle Popper, and we're getting ready to go on tour for that. So I did a record with him. I got what else do I do? I got a Mock J. I had the record with Mock J, Space Jam, TJR. I got a record with him. I'm in the process of F Word. I got a record called Money with F Word. I'm just in the process of starting to really promote those records. So those are things that I'm involved in. And eventually I'll come back to TV and do what I'm doing. But, you know, very small, slow steps.
I know on behalf of us, on behalf of the team from Direct Music Service, we've been a long-time supporter of the content. Appreciate all that you do, and I really appreciate you taking some time to connect with us over here.
Yes, and shout to Kevin Scott and Warren Peace. These are dudes that I've known for many years, and I thank you for the support, man. Jesus, I mean, I knew Warren Peace, man, when there was no radio but college radio. So, you know, thank you for the love and thank you for the support. And at the end of the day, it's all about the DJ. No DJ, no artist.
All right, so on behalf of DMS, thank you for checking out this episode of The Formula with the legend, FATMAN Scoop.
I'm going to take that legend, since you said it, and I just want to say something for the record. I don't know what are those?
These are Giuseppe's and Jani's.
Giuseppe's. Yeah. I can't wear, my foot is too wide. Those are hard.
Yo,
those are hard. My foot is too wide, bro. What size you wear?
These are 11 and a half.
Yeah, that's like, I need like a 17 and a half at Giuseppe. Like a 19 and a half. Like 30 and a half.
It's dope. That's dope.
You know, part of the game, sorry. You can laugh, say what you want.
It's dope. Thank you, Scoop.
No
Appreciate
problem.
you.